Hey YouTube, it's Paul. Wanted to show you what I got for Christmas this year. So one of the major gifts that I got from my family was the Ridge Racer Arcade1Up cabinet. Now this is the first Arcade1Up that I've purchased. I've read a bunch of reviews before I did it, and some are good, some are bad. But I went ahead and took that plunge because I thought it'd be really cool to have a cabinet that had a racing wheel. Let's take a look at the cabinet first. The arcade cabinet itself looks pretty good. Ignore my dirty dog bed over there. I have a beagle. She likes to tear things up. I think it looks nice. The marquee sign looks pretty cool. Side of the cabinet looks pretty cool. Not a huge fan of the riser. The pedals look extremely cheap. Not really sure if you can tell in this video or not, but they are not high quality. And they definitely kind of push into the floor, and they have this weird little flex. They work. Well, I say they work. But this is the cabinet, right? Looks pretty good. Assembly-wise, it was easy enough. Took me about 2 hours, which probably sounds like too long, but I did take a lunch break between that. And I did accidentally invert this part. So, I mean, you can see screws all over this thing, but these are not supposed to be there. That's actually supposed to be flipped over. Okay, so design-wise, I think the cabinet looks good. I'm about 5'10", I guess. At least that's what my license says. And this is a good height for me. I wouldn't be too uncomfortable standing here playing this for any decent amount of time. I will get a stool at some point, just because I think that would be more comfortable. Steering wheel feels good. Pops back. Alright, buttons feel okay. Sound rocker works just fine, although I think it's a little weird. On and off switch works. Marquee looks good. Gear shift I had issues with. So when you initially turn on the system and wants you to connect to Wi-Fi, I could not go up and down to get to the Wi-Fi initially, right? So eventually, after kind of knocking it around, it went to the Wi-Fi section, but then I couldn't proceed any farther. So that's when my real problem started. I don't know if you've seen it yet in the video, right there. The screen flashes on and off. Now the game does not reset. The speakers, the sound, all that stays the same. But I have not been able to successfully play any game yet on this because the screen flashes. That has been my experience so far with this Arcade1Up cabinet. So, being that I like to take things apart and try to figure out what's wrong with it, I've already taken out the 4 screws that hold in this control board, and that literally is all that holds this in. So that's why those screws are out if you're looking real close. There's a ribbon cable and another connection cable that runs off the back. So I wanted to go ahead and just take a look on the inside. So this is the steering wheel. And the buttons, gear shift knob. So I'm going to look at this, make sure everything looks like it's connected properly, and we'll go from there. Update time. It's been a couple days since I shot the other footage. Never heard back from Arcade1Up yet. It's now the weekend again. So, not surprised. I mean, it's Christmas time. They probably have a lot of people that are having issues. I'm sure I can't be the only one that turned on this thing and didn't go anywhere. Actually, I know for a fact I'm not. I'm on a Reddit group that I just joined this week after this, and there's a lot of people right now that are having issues with things like monitors and powering off and speakers. Basically anything you could possibly have with that and could be an issue. So, you saw where I took apart the control board for the steering wheel and all that. I also took the main board off the back of the monitor and basically reseated all of those connections, put everything back together, put it together, and everything works fine now. Both the up and down for the gear shift, the volume, which the volume already worked, but everything works as is it's supposed to. Rumble's working, steering's working, pedals are working, everything is working. So my experience with this has been, looks cool. So far, since I put this back together and I got it working myself, by doing basically nothing but just making sure, you know, quality assurance, making things are pushed back in. I'm pretty happy.
I'm so happy I can dance. I'm so happy to stand up and dance.
If you're going to buy one of these, based off of what happened to me and based off of videos I've seen on YouTube and what I've read on Reddit, expect there to be some issues. It's not going to be 100% plug and play setup. There's just too many factors, right? Somebody has to put it together, then box it, then ship it to the store. Then the store has to either ship it to somebody else, or, you know, you have to take it home. Too many things can go wrong. So even if Arcade1Up does the best darn job they can do making sure that these things are put together, and that's probably a stretch by itself, right? But let's suppose they are. Too many factors are in play. So what I would recommend is if you get it home and it doesn't work for whatever reason, in my case, you know, gear shift spotty, screen not working, you know, as long as you're not afraid of a screwdriver, take it apart, check all the wires. There were definitely some in mine that I could tell just weren't pushed in all the way. So might be a similar issue for you. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. This will probably not be the end of this machine. And then I have thinking about showing off my Pandora's box and maybe my Raspberry Pi stick, as well as doing some more classic gaming stuff here soon. Other things possibly down the pipeline. So if you wouldn't mind, like the video, it helps out. Subscribe, you know, recommend to your friends, and we'll just kind of grow this community, hopefully. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time.